There are a series of Digimon short films that never left Japan and that you really can't watch anywhere. In 2019, in the lead up to Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kizuna, the 2020 film starring adult versions of the original Digidestined, Toei announced their intention to release 5 shorts, supplemental side stories surrounding the new feature film taking place around the same point in the timeline. Kizuna being a single hour and 40-minute film, it couldn't do justice to all of the adventure cast, so these short animations would give some characters like Sora and Joe, who didn't have much to do in the core film, a little bit of time to shine. Strangest of all, although these are official Digimon short films and absolutely canon, these were fan-funded via the website Campfire, Japan's largest crowdfunding platform. The campaign crushed its goal, raising 383% of its initial goal, and backers at the relevant tiers were sent a Blu-ray package containing all 5 of the short films. If you were not part of that initial crowdfund, you did not get to watch these official Digimon shorts. Well, with a minor exception, just one of the 5 short films released internationally via YouTube, and while we'll of course talk about that one, today we want to cover the 4 other films that were never released, besides the limited backer Blu-rays and a short run at a retail pop-up in Shibuya. Welcome to the Digino. Before we dive in, consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy nostalgic deep dives like this one. Maybe you've watched for a while, you don't subscribe because YouTube shows you my videos anyway. I totally get it, but we're on the road to 50,000 subscribers now, and that'd just be a mind-blowing milestone for me. So if you can do me that personal favor of subscribing, that would mean a lot. I was pretty terrible at asking in 2023, so I figured I'd try a bit harder here. Now, let's dive in. So besides the Blu-rays sent to the Campfire campaign backers, there was one other way to see these films, and that was by visiting the LP pop-up theater in Shibuya Parko, a multi-floor shopping mall that opened in 2019. Digimon took over a small section of the mall for a few months at the end of 2019 and in 2020, selling Digimon merchandise like buttons, stickers, keychains, and more, and also screening the short films. Really wild fun fact, I was there on the day that the first short film, To Sora, premiered on November 22nd. Not there as in, oh, I was in Tokyo or I was in Shibuya. I was literally in Parko and I shopped at the LP pop-up theater. The pictures I chose to show you, I chose those because these are my photos from that day, not some photos I found on the internet. I even bought this sticker. Anyway, I just thought it was funny in my research finding where these films aired, finding when they aired, and then realizing I was actually there. So we'll talk To Sora last, just because it's the only one of these officially released online, so it's not necessarily lost like the other 4. So let's jump into short number 2, Hole in the Heart. This short is the only one of the bunch that takes place during the events of Last Evolution Kizuna, making it feel like a deleted scene of sorts. In the film, Mimi falls into a coma and Tai, Matt, and Izzy visit her in the hospital where Joe is working. In the short film, Agumon and Gabumon are outside the hospital on a rooftop reminiscing on the adventures they've gone on so far with their partners. They seem to hone in on the original adventure they all went on in 1999 as a special time together with not just their specific partners Tai and Matt, but with the others too, Kari and Gatomon, Izzy and Tentomon, etc. Agumon and Gabumon talk to each other about the fact that they understand their partnerships are destined to end. Even though they may disappear, Agumon says that the time they all spent together, that will never disappear. In the actual film, we don't get a scene quite like this of Agumon and Gabumon confronting their end with each other, and it really does feel, again, like a deleted scene from Kizuna. Even though Agumon and Gabumon open their hearts to Tai and Matt throughout the film and throughout the series in general, it's really touching to see these two open up to each other considering everything they've been through, including, well, fusion. Medical student Kido Joe. Agumon and Gomamon are hanging out in Joe's apartment when they begin to wonder whether Joe ever overcame his fear of blood. They go out into the street with ketchup splattered all over them to simulate their murders and wait for Joe to walk by. When he does, he sees right through their little gag and ignores them. He focuses instead on trying to save a dog that's about to get hit by a truck. When it looks like Joe is about to get isekai'd by the truck, Gomamon jumps in his way, seemingly taking the hit, though we don't really see the impact. Gomamon wakes up in the hospital under Joe's care, where Joe tells him that he's not afraid of blood anymore. They share a touching exchange where Gomamon says he only wanted to make Joe the best doctor he could be. Then we cut back briefly to Agumon still lying on the street faking dead. It's short and sweet, and I appreciate the extra attention given to Joe through this short film. It's not as iconic of a side story as his summer school exam during Digimon the movie, but I'll always take more Joe content. The desired Jogress evolution. Perhaps the strangest short of the bunch, though wait until you hear about the final short. Some of the Series 1 Digimon get envious of the Series 2 Digimon's ability to use Jogress, and they start fantasizing about what their DNA Digivolutions would look like. This short works so well because of how relatable their desire to see these hypothetical forms is. I mean, the entire what-if genre of YouTube exists for a reason. Palmon and Biyomon see Sylphimon, the Jogress DNA Digivolution of Hawkmon and Gatomon, and they get extremely jealous of how cool this Digimon is. Palmon and Biyomon start talking about how wonderful they look fused, how much Mimi and Sora would like it. Then they start visualizing Togemon with Bergermon's wings, Palmon's flower petal head on top, having the sharp claws of Bergermon. The imagery is hilarious, but not as funny as the next scene where Hawkmon and Gatomon stumble upon Biyomon and Palmon trying to fuse just by running at each other and smacking into one another midair. Finally, they surprise Veemon with a sort of makeshift cosplay of their fantasy Jogress, Palmon standing on Biyomon's head with cardboard-looking wings and goofy hoods on. This short film, focusing solely on the Digimon spending time together in the digital world, is so strong that it makes me wish all 5 of the shorts were just these Digimon misadventures. I would watch a whole series that was just the Digimon we know and love being goofballs in the digital world, while their human partners are at school and work off screen. The Shibuya-ish heroic saga of Pump and Gatsu. The art takes a weird step up in this short film with additional line work on Veemon and Gabumon meant to make them look like noir detectives. This one has this sort of like a dragon, Yakuza, Cromartie High School energy to it. Dressed in trench coats, Gabumon and Veemon are drinking at a bar when the legendary Shibuya Digimon Gatsumon and Pumpmon walk in. Gabumon knows all about them, but Veemon has no clue who these guys are, so they begin to tell the stories of their adventures, taking down ultimate level Digimon, mega level Digimon on beaches, in wrestling cage matches. Veemon is amazed, but Gabumon is skeptical of their stories. Then they try to take credit for defeating the Dark Masters from the end of Digimon Adventure 1999. They reveal that they are the same Gatsumon and Pumpmon who served Myotismon in the original series, but that they faked their deaths and have been living as badasses in Shibuya ever since. Finally, 2 gorgeous human women enter the bar, and after Gatsumon and Pumpmon claim to be Ginza Digimon now, they exit into the night with the women at their sides. It's incredibly weird, further cementing that I would love for more of these goofy Digimon-only short stories. Then we come back to the first short animation, To Sora, which you can watch legally on Toei Animation's YouTube channel. This one takes place just days before the events of Last Evolution Kizuna and offers viewers more time with Sora, Biyomon, and even Mimi, who were all kind of excluded from the film's main events. Sora is at home reading the Digidestined group chat that shows the others discuss the emergence of a digital threat, their plan of attack, and them celebrating a victory, all without Sora sending a single message. Her reading the group chat but not responding, leaving only a read receipt, is oddly real, and Mimi checking up on her with a video call after taking note of the read receipts is super sweet. They talk about their goals at the moment. Mimi's opening her online clothing store, and Sora's putting her undivided attention into floral arrangement in light of an upcoming exhibit. There's a moment where Sora buckles under the pressure of being a Digidestined and the pressure of being her mother's daughter, her mother being a celebrated artist in the world of arrangements. She says she just wants to be a normal girl and declares that she won't be taking part in Digidestined monster battles anymore and that she'll walk down her own path. Part of me likes this for Sora, like how Gohan doesn't want to be a fighter in Dragon Ball and finds happiness as a scholar. You could certainly argue that with the amount of humans partnered with Digimon now crossing 30,000 at this point in the timeline, her backing away is not the end of the world. But where I sort of object is how it recontextualizes Sora's absence in Last Evolution Kizuna. Spoilers for that film, but Sora opts out of all the battles. We're also told in the film that evolution will shorten the amount of time left for a human and a Digimon bond. Though we cut to her holding Biyomon tight one night, by the end of the film we realize that just like Matt and Tai, she lost her Digimon partner too, although albeit some point off screen. Watching the film only, I was left with the impression that Sora was refusing to participate in the battles in this desperate attempt to keep Biyomon from disappearing for as long as possible. I thought it was tragic and heartbreaking, but also beautiful. With the short film To Sora, we learned that Sora made up her mind not to help anymore before any of the characters learned that Digivolution shortens the time that humans and Digimon have together. So I don't know, while I enjoy elements of this one, like the Digidestined group chat and a better look at Sora and Mimi's friendship in their 20s, I kind of prefer the understanding of Sora's motivations that I had before seeing this short. But those are the Digimon short films you cannot watch officially that are effectively lost unless you backed the Japanese crowdfunding project in 2019 or you're willing to dive deep into the web to find an unofficial rip. I was able to find one copy of the Blu-ray on Mercari going for 26,000 yen, about $175 US, and another on eBay for $265 US. But let me know what you think about these missing short films, if you've seen them or if you just like what you've heard about them. Which one is your favorite? I know mine is the Jogress one for sure. Be sure to let me know yours in the comments. Again, if you made it this far and you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the DigiKnow, doing me that personal favor to get this channel to 50,000 subscribers. It would be a dream come true. If you missed it, I put out a video last week discussing Digimon the movie's incredible English soundtrack. Give that a watch if you can. I think it was missed by a lot of my subscribers, but I thought it was a really fun time. It'll be linked below. Thanks so much for watching. Special thanks to the Tumblr account Crawl the Sky for providing high quality stills from the short films. Thanks to the Digimon Adventure fandom page for providing trivia and the exact dates of the 5 films premieres at Parco Shibuya. Thanks to With the Will for translating the Campfire crowdfunder campaign from 2019. Alright, Alright, take care, see you in the next video.